Good morning, Mathlete Spenders. Today is Friday, November 15th, and today we had our first fake Ditch Day at Caltech. I don't think I've explained our Ditch Day traditions yet on this vlog, so I'm gonna give you a little history, dropping some knowledge on you. So back in the day, it started off like all Ditch Days do, where the seniors would be like, oh, screw this, I'm not going to class today, and they would leave and go off campus to the beach or something, and whatever. And so, predictably, the underclassmen decided they were going to mess with their rooms while they were gone. Seniors had come back to find that the rooms had been rearranged completely, exactly the same, except on the ceiling. Somebody once came in and found a fully assembled car inside their room. There was some pretty crazy stuff going on. And eventually the seniors were like, hey guys, not cool. So they started doing what's called stacking, or taking cement or bricks or drywall and putting it in front of your door so the underclassmen can't get in. But eventually that morphed into the modern day stacking, which is really just a big themed campus-wide scavenger hunt. And it's this big secret about when it is. Usually it's sometime in third term, but only the seniors and the professors know. And so they'll be like, well guys, if Ditch Day's tomorrow, then your homework is actually due on Friday. But if it's not due tomorrow, then your homework's due tomorrow. So do you want to go to sleep or do you want to work? And so of course you end up staying up late and doing your work just to find out that you should have gone to sleep because your homework's due Friday. But it ends up being really fun anyway, because all the classes are canceled and the entire campus just runs around doing crazy wacky stuff for a whole day. The ones that I've done were Leverage, Hunger Games, and then last year I did a Pixar themed stack. But of course this year, I'm a senior, so I get to design the stack. But because we're not nice people, we need to mess with the frosh a little bit. So several times a year, we tell them it's Ditch Day tomorrow and then wake them up at 8 a.m. and have them run around and do things for about half an hour before being like, JK, go back to bed. And these are called fake Ditch Days, which is what we did today for the first time. So because Catching Fire is coming out next week, we decided to have a campus-wide Catching Fire themed stack. And so our Hunger Games is going to be a big water fight, and the rules were as soon as you get wet, you're out. And so at the obscenely early hour of 7:45 a.m., this happened. Wake up! Wake up, Frosh! It's Ditch Day! And then we had a video for them to watch where one of our administrators pretended to be President Snow and was like, hey guys, just to remind you that we can crush you at any time we would like, we're going to do a quarter quell where all of you are going to have to participate. That was a funny, not-so-subtle jab at recent administrative policies, by the way. So then we took them all to this big field, and each house had a different armband color to identify themselves, and each one had a home base. So they made a cornucopia of sorts in the middle, which was like a bunch of cardboard boxes and then water guns and like toys you could throw at people to get them wet. And then once they started playing, it got destroyed, and the cardboard ended up being used as shields. Each team also got an entire barrel full of water balloons. And then we had seniors interspersed that were playing like the interference from the Capitol. Like there was a team designed to be tracker jackers where they'd go around and throw yellow stuff, and if you got hit, then you were out. There was genetically modified orangutans that went around, and if they hugged you, then you were out. Some of us acted as a shield around the field and just shot water guns periodically so you couldn't get too close. And then there were some people like me that just got a little bored and just started playing and throwing water balloons at people, and they couldn't even retaliate because I wasn't playing. But it ended up being really cool. I hope people thought it was fun. We also had announcers who would just say random stuff, and at several points they would just pick a target and say 500 points to whoever can get that guy the wettest. These are meaningless points, by the way. They do nothing for you. But it was pretty funny to see like the entire field, including their own team, versus one person. And at the end, it was about 9 o'clock in time for people to go to their first class, and they were all really wet and miserable looking. It was hilarious. But the administration ordered like 900 donuts that the seniors didn't have to pay for, by the way, for like the 300 participants, so that was pretty awesome. And they're giving us all free tickets to the Catching Fire premiere next week. So all in all, a pretty good day. So now we've got to start planning out what I want my theme to be when the real one comes around. Plus add some fake ones in there too, because we're definitely not done messing with Frosh. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Maybe sometime I'll make a video about one of the ones I've done in years past, because hearing about a full one can actually be pretty cool. But for the Mathletes, I'm Susan. For the Film Editors, Kate will be back on Wednesday. Everybody else, have a great weekend.